Hello, and thank you for joining us. The deadline has passed for the Trump administration to provide updates in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He's the man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador last month. Abrego Garcia is originally from El Salvador, but a judge in 2019 granted him legal status that should have prevented him from being sent back to his home country out of concern for his safety. The administration sent dozens of men to El Salvador, but it has acknowledged Abrego Garcia was deported due to an administrative error. Still, the White House claims he is an MS-13 gang member, something his family denies. The judge overseeing the case ordered the Justice Department to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return to the U.S. The Supreme Court upheld the ruling, but now the judge wants to know exactly what the administration has done to comply with that order, or if the government is complying at all. The deadline was 6 p.m. Eastern. CBS News Justice Department reporter Jake Rosen joins us now. Jake, what did we learn, if anything, about the administration's efforts to facilitate the return of Abrego Garcia?
Well, we have not yet seen the Department of Justice filing today in response to a judge's order last night. Last night, Judge Zinnes said that despite Mr. Abrego Garcia's attorneys saying for weeks that they wanted more information about her, and this judge ordering 2 weeks ago almost now that there have to be questions answered, and these answers will be kept between Abrego Garcia's attorneys, the court, and the Department of Justice, that the answers that the Department of Justice has given are non-substantial, that they are broad claims, repeating court filings, repeating court declarations that we've seen, Lindsay. And in addition to all of that, what they've done is try to claim privilege in 3 different ways over some of this information, saying we don't need to respond to any of what you're asking for. However, they haven't actually even officially asked the court for any of that. So in a filing last night, we saw Zinnes kind of eviscerate the Department of Justice, saying that they're non-complying with her order and they're showing a willful disregard for her order in this case to provide some information at all. It's, we've really seen the stonewalling effort all along, Lindsay. Certainly more of that, and we'll see if the answers are come at some point tonight.
Okay, let's turn to Columbia University activist Mahmoud Khalil, who the administration wants to deport for his role in pro-Palestinian protests. He has a chance to file for relief to avoid deportation, something like asylum. What's the latest there?
That's right. So because these are immigration proceeding filings, we are likely to not see them publicly, but it's very likely that there are some kinds of things like asylum that are sought by Mr. Khalil and his attorneys. This comes after an immigration judge found that on an initial hearing that he was likely to side with the Trump administration and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who submitted evidence saying that Khalil spread anti-Semitism in the United States and he needed to be removed. Obviously, we have a civil case also pending in this matter, in which the judges has not yet decided on what they're going to do in terms of potentially ordering his release. But at least for now, Mr. Khalil's attorneys are basically banking on a judge either agreeing with some asylum claims or hearing further evidence about the other governmental charges in this. Is that one of them is which he potentially lied on his green card application, which is another reason why the Trump administration wants to deport him.
There was also a hearing Wednesday in the case of another Columbia University student, Mohsen Madawi, who was detained by ICE last week. What's happening in his case?
Well, that's right. A judge who just took this case a couple of days ago extended his restraining order in this case, which will keep Madawi in Vermont as court proceedings play out. A week from today, Lindsay, there'll be another hearing to hear his arguments and his attorney's arguments on bail in this case to potentially free him from ICE detention. This really comes as, we've seen this kind of pressure mount across the country from the Trump administration revoking student visas en masse. This is yet another instance of that. But it's also a really important thing where the judges in this case have had to fight to keep these trials in their jurisdiction, as the Department of Justice has argued that because people are being moved to Louisiana and Texas, that these cases should also. Obviously, what comes along with that, Lindsay, is more conservative judges and, upon appeal, much more conservative appeal panels, not like a judge in Vermont, which Madawi and his attorneys have currently.
Jake Rosen, thank you.